Like, we are just disassembling this guy like crazy. I cannot even cast Revelry because I have more life, more creatures, and more cards. I mean, bro, can you at least pressure me a little bit, alright? Like, it's getting too easy. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today I'm proud to present you this cool hybrid of Mono Blue and Azorius control. And I'll tell you, man, Djinn is a better card than everyone gives it credit for. The 1 mana discount is insane, so we built the whole deck around it. Because when you get this mana discount, you can start playing multiple spells a turn and absolutely overwhelm your opponent. And if you played Azorius control, you know that the value never ends. So when we get going, there's no stopping us. And we had very good results with this deck. It was nearing 70% win rate, so I think you will like it. So guys, let's go into games and we'll talk about deck later. Have fun and don't forget to subscribe. 26 lands for Memory Deluge. You would ask if you draw more of lands or Memory Deluge, and here you go, that's the answer. Are you serious, Shuffler? That was 2 of my hands smoothed? I guess I never got 2 lands in any of them. We'll try. Sunset Revelry kinda gives good value. That's a hard choice, I need all of those cards. I think I need Emperor the least, because I can use 3 mana to cast Djinn into Memory Deluge in the worst case, and that maybe helps me recover the cards I have lost. I want Sunset Revelry because if he plays a creature, I have a pretty strong start. 2 Memory Deluge, 2 lands. Man, you would think that I played 26 Memory Deluge and 4 lands after that game. Like, we will use white mana to cast it so we get the value. I mean, at least we get the full value from Sunset Revelry. Alright, we need to be optimistic about this draw. On the bright side, we probably can cast Sunset Revelry on the next turn as well. But we really only draw cards, so that's so bad. But if we miss a land, we probably have to do it anyway. If he plays double 1-drops, we will get the creatures, which would be awesome. Oh my god, we drew a land. Oh man, that's huge. We are in the game. We are in the game. 1 good draw, I tell you, man. Of course we do. No, we don't attack. And see, 3 mana enables both of the Memory Deluge, which in like 2 turns will smooth our draw finally so we can play Magic. But the whole road up to there is just, oh my god, the pain, man. Alright, I kinda don't mind. Normally it's extremely scary card. But we kept Farewell because we knew this is, you know, Jack of all trades of sweepers. It just solves everything in every matchup. So if you can get there, that's good enough. And listen, I don't have a choice. Listen, I don't have a choice. I probably want 2 untapped lands right now. 4 cards. Not worth it. My opponent has seen, and I could try to be aggressive, but I don't think it's a good idea. They will go absolutely bat crazy on the next turn, you know? You will see. This will be so much damage. I might be forced to Farewell on the next turn, just because of the pressure. I would rather play land, Revelry, and Emperor, and I think that will be our play if we can get there. Alright, so I think he has those Gleeful Demolitions, and he will start casting them. Alright, what was the tap? White, red. Mirex didn't enter. Man, they need to get rid of this yellow color, like, it's confusing. But it didn't show that it came into battlefield this turn. It was Cavern of Souls. So they couldn't play this into Gleeful Demolition, because I think they have it. I think they have the card. I think they just set up for insane, like, Gleeful Demolition is 6 damage right now. You know, just absolutely legit strategy. So, we could actually go for artifacts. Man, we are actually going for it. We keep the board. Man, we keep the board. The board is ours. I heard you like artifacts and enchantments. Here you go. See? It's not a full sweeper. Farewell isn't so good. So we are not losing this game. We are not losing this game unless he somehow kills us with, you know, insane huge attack. So we just need to, you know, keep our board, be defensive. By the way, this guy never hit us. Our only damage before Epicure was our own Painland. Go for it, champion. I believe in you. You can smork everyone. And if someone says you cannot smork everything, he's just not a Boros player. Alright. I mean, that's a double man, was this game after a mulligan? I think that was a mulligan game, right? We actually managed to win against tier 1. This is probably best deck in standard, by the way. And we are doing it. So, I think it's double Memory Deluge. No. Alright. I wanted to make a play, but it just doesn't work. We passed the turn. I know. Thinking long and passing the turn. I know. Classic control. But that was a huge decision. If I was sure he will block, I would attack with it. I would play Sunset Revelry and be prepared with the Emperor. Go for it, champion. Main phase. Always main phase. Alright, he wants to go for 4 damage on the Djinn. That's why he main phased it. Alright. What would happen if a lone Emperor interfered? He really wants to attack on this turn, by the way. I have a first strike, by the way. You don't want to attack into it, bro. Here still, oh my god, he actually attacked into it. I absolutely love it. That was so bad. That was such a bad decision. He didn't kill the Emperor, he only flipped this, but that's it. Like, there's no more value. Like, look at this, man. Like, we are just disassembling this guy like crazy. I cannot even cast Revelry because I have more life, more creatures, and more cards. I mean, bro, can you at least pressure me a little bit, alright? Like, it's getting too easy. Alright. Power Honk for Boros Scoops. Is that the moment, or he will cycle the card and then scoop? Oh, that's such a cute cover. When he sees double Memory Deluge, man, he's so out. Alright. He played his 1-drop. We are down to 23 life only. Our opponent is at 18, so he's pretty healthy. Alright. Let's show him the business. Yep. Yep, all those lands. At least one of the lands does something. I should go for Miracles instead of this one. But it's fine. Here you go. And with the Djinn, if we get to this point in the game, this is just instant win. Yeah, I'll give him good game still. Let's show him that it wasn't close. I mean, at all. I mean, at all. And let's start being aggressive. You know what? We are the aggressor here. He thinks that he's the red deck, but right now we are the red deck. The fun part is we can get back the Emperor. And I mean, not play her on this turn because we don't have legendaries and nothing gets discounted here. But you know, we get there. And whatever they draw, we just counter it. Well, maybe not with Cavern of Souls, I guess. Alright, 6 damage. We need to give him hope because it's getting too easy. It's embarrassing, my friend. You need to, you know, show this Boros powerhouse. Here we go, uncounterable, card that draws cards. This is where we go. Perfect. Perfect. The problem for him is that everything that kills the Djinn, that kills him, is non-creature spell. So whatever he draws, he still dies on the next turn. But you can see, it's nice when Boros can just recover with a single draw and get insane card advantage with haste. That's fine. Bro, but your cards can be countered? Are you serious? What are you doing, my friend? Jokes aside, of course, he took the risk and that was worth it. Here, you like Knight of Chaos. Grab another one. You can get all the value. And you know what? Let's show my opponent the business. The business that he was all the time on the verge. And we are going for 10 damage. It looks nice. 23 to -1. This is how I like my Boros, alright? And I cannot believe we went from that draw to this situation. I love it. That was good. Alright guys, we are on the draw. However, we have very slow hand, to be honest. But we have Sunset Revelry into lockdown. And we have some card draw, so I'm pretty enjoying this hand so far. Alright. We kinda know what we are against, so Jace just became the best card of the whole deck probably. And I need to think, this might be our turn 3 for quick study, or something for quick revelry while they, you know, have cards in the hand. I'm not sure if we can draw cards. I don't think so, right? We have 8, they have 6, so land into this won't do it. I mean, let's go. Let's go. We are not guaranteed to hit a land for the next turn. And that's Nissa. Alright. Well, I see. I see how it is. So what do we go for? We definitely don't want to allow them, you know, to go crazy. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Not my, favorite play, but we are on the draw, so we kinda have to make those bad plays right now. If we could be on the play, we would play this into Get Lost. So we would get Djinn for free on top of everything, just based on being on the play, right? But right now we are just a little bit slower, but we have more cards for this reason, so it's not all bad. So I could go to 4 cards. I even live game. Is that good enough? What do they have? I think we can go with it. I think we can go with it. You know, they still are 1 turn behind of, the big play. Alright, I drew the card. That's nice. You know, that's half of the quick draw. And we increase the pressure on the board. So I'm pretty happy with it. Not my favorite, but that means he needs to discard cards. It will cost him the full turn. And, it's fine. Not my favorite, but it's not like I expected Djinn to survive. Like, let's be honest here. We have Farewell, we have Jace, so we have a lot of tools. Very good draw. Man, I cannot like express how important that was. Alright, so is that quick study? He really wants to make the big play on this turn. So I think I tried to scare him a little bit by saving all the mana. And obviously we had the Anchorage, we didn't use it, so that's a huge tell for my opponent that maybe there's something. Man, he just strictly does not care. Having this 3 mana open. So he will play a land and activate it. I could draw a hard counter spell, but it won't work. My hard counter spells are 3 mana. Playing a land that is untapped, or maybe he doesn't have it. That's a tap one. That's huge. That means we can farewell everything and he loses the game. I mean, I don't agree with this play at all. Like, he needed the 4th land. Then if I play no more lies, I mean, then it's still awkward for him. Sure. So he will get all those map tokens, that's fine. But his main strategy just whiffed. That's the whole point. This deck is so scary that it has so much mana. And we could go with the Emperor. But I honestly prefer lands. And counter spells, Alright, not the best draw of the world. But we will get there. Listen, if we are all in, we are all in. Alright, we need to start over. They have this land, so it's not all over. They may play Nissa into this land and get, things rolling. But the point is that we slow them down quite a lot with this. They need to kinda start over. And they need a lot of mana to do their cool stuff. I think they are in a good spot, yeah. I was exactly thinking about Memory Deluge. So I think they are in a pretty good spot overall. We need the second Jace as soon as possible. As soon as possible. This should be okay. 3 lands from the top, that's never good. That is never good. If we play Jace, they will just, use the, the Gruul thing to kill it and get all the lands. So I don't like it at all. Emperor is too slow to, to kill them in any capacity. If I go for the bird, it's not very good as well. But it might be better than what we have. The problem is that he knows that we can counter stuff. I won't attack just because of the bluffing power of, Azorius. Like, we play a lot of counter spells, we didn't hit a single one. That's not something most people expect, that you will whiff so hard. So we need to bluff it. Like, man, I drew 1/3 of the deck and not a single counter spell, so, you know, also not a single Memory Deluge. So Farewell was great, but it cannot be the only card you will hit the whole game. Like, you need rest of the deck as well. So, you know. By the way, second Jace wins the game on the spot. But, you know, we need to get it. Right, this... Okay, so he will activate it if we play anything for it. Alright, alright. This will definitely be very, very hard to play. We are just not drawing what we need right now. And as we know, that's the main, you know, thing in long matchups. You need to draw the thing. Right now we are just stalling and waiting until the shuffler blesses us with the correct card. You are not the correct card, you are, I think, 5th land from the top. Well, when you are in a good spot and you draw 4 or 5 lands, like, you are not in a good spot anymore. We still have a shot, but it's a little bit lackluster. Yep, why not, why not? I mean, right now we are just stalling, there's nothing to do. We just wait for the draws. Our opponent will get all the landfall triggers he ever dreamed of. But I don't think that will be enough for Memory Deluge, right? So yeah, an awkward situation. We have a lot of counter spells, a lot of card. We actually are way more heavy with the draws than normally. But it doesn't matter if you still don't draw it. So honestly, we are kinda drawing lands this game. Like, I think Jace was in the starting hand, so the real card we actually drew this game was already in the opening hand, nothing more. So our opponent is basically freeloading right now, with just, you know, 3 mana. Oh, that will be 7 mana, sure. And this is where we absolutely fall off, and I don't think we can fight it. Our only chance is that he will overdraw cards, and 1 Jace will be enough, so this has to be our plan because our draw is so bad. And, you know, this is just pointing out the fact. Imagine if we had, like, a counter spell, like, or a removal. Like, we would kill this creature, or sweep the board, and just, you know, do the thing. But we cannot. I guess I could attack with the Anchorages, but then we are tapped out, so all in all it could be worse for us even. But to be fair, at this point he probably realized that there's no way I didn't counter any single spell, so he probably realizes that my draw just sucks. And yeah, he's still taking cards, he's at 18. So there is a chance he will absolutely mess it up even after all of this. Here's the Virtue, and here we go. So how much damage it is? I think they probably have second Virtue. So I think we are dead, most likely, but we'll try. 17 cards. And this is exactly, like, if you let him play 4 turns in a row for free, I mean, that's a pretty good ability. Imagine card, 0 mana, your opponent takes 4 turns. I mean, that should be pretty decent card. So this is kinda what happened. That's why you play so many Memory Deluge, and you know, generally 1 Memory Deluge fits you for the whole game. But, you know, we only drew 1 quick study in the whole game. And that kept us going for longer, but, you know, you still need to hit your big hitters at some point. So our opponent is probably debating if we have a counter spell and they're waiting with, you know, the big play. I need to highlight his deck so he doesn't see it. 16, sure. Keeping this 3 mana for Virtue, that's fine. This is kinda what we bank on. Because, oh boy, we are not winning this normally. And I hope he gets to 15 cards because he takes 2 basics from the deck. I really hope so. Huh. Alright, let's go. Oh, so he will play another one, right? So we are probably still dead. And see, the only reason, like, the game is still going probably is because we were keeping this Azorius mana, so he's trying to play around stuff like Normal Ice. But yeah, I'm not sure if it will matter. 15! Alright, 1 Jace will do it. Now we just need to survive this turn, and we probably won't. He has enough mana probably to burn us, right? I would guess. Also, imagine removal for Nissa. So yeah, deck is very, very powerful if you literally don't break any part of it. Farewell was a nice reset, but basically our game ended there. Like, we didn't play anything after that. and our opponent can hit us for 7. You know what? 10 with this. Ill-timed explosion, sure. I think he's kinda trying to play around stuff. He's drawing more cards. I wonder if he has this, you know, reshuffle thing, because that might... Oh, I think he's starting to reshuffle. But that will be... I think it takes 3 or 4 cards, I don't remember. Let's see if he plays around Jace specifically. We can still win if we draw another Jace from the top. If we draw Memory Deluge, it's too late. We already missed the spot. Alright. I mean, guys, I don't see him killing us right now. He has too little mana. He can go up to 7 and set up for the next turn. Oh, right, but he will get the lands again. So he can produce a lot of mana. I mean, let's see. Let's see it. He's using a lot of mana, but he's also producing a lot of mana. But I don't think he can go to 14 right now, because most of his mana comes from the basics, and they aren't like untapped here. Like, it's always those lands that, you know, give him the mana together with Nissa. And Nissa doesn't get tripled. I mean, man, if we can win this, that's actually really crazy. I think he might start reshuffling the cards, right? Probably 1 or 2 of those is the thing. But he took a lot of cards from his deck. So I hope he will be below 15 and he doesn't see his Swift Death coming. Or Swift Death... Oh my god. I think he doesn't realize he's dead. Possibly. But I'm not sure. Like, I honestly think we'll lose this, but so far I'm not seeing it in reality. He knows. He knows. Listen, he's fully tapped. And I drew another land, by the way. Like, we are only drawing lands this game. No joke, man. I'm going for 5. If we are meeting him, we are meeting. Man, we still won. I think we drew like 6 lands in a row or something like this, and we still beat the deck. So, I mean, we are doing really fine. Alright, guys, I have a bad feeling about this hand, but let's take it because it's kinda playable. We are on the draw, so we should hit 3 mana with no issues, and that means we activate like the left part of the, you know, of the hand. But it's already really not great. Our main card for early game is a lockdown, and of course we won't be able to play it unless we draw 2 white lands from the top, and I think mulliganing this hand will make it even worse. Because it is kind of playable, like you have Djinn into Study, into like stuff. You have cards to play, and on the draw you should be guaranteed to hit the 3 lands. If you miss the 3rd land, I mean, sure, you always lose, but you know, statistically you should be getting there. That's our first white mana. Let's see if that's too late. I would assume it's too late. Like, we're on the draw with bad mana and no reactions, so. Oh my god, he's actually thinking forever about this one. Let's see, Demolition Field, Knight of Earth. Knight of Earth is the worst thing that can happen. Evangelist is not great, but it's, you know, kinda possibly manageable. Alright, guys. Alright, we are not drawing cards. We could block, that will be a lot of damage. Sunset Revelry is insanely better in defense. But this is insanely better in trying to get around our mana screw. Man, it's not going perfect. The only good thing is that we drew a land this game, so that's my big success for this one. We cannot, like, man, look at this draw, look at this draw. Good job, you. Imagine if we had lockdown in our deck. What's going on? Did he really attack with... Oh my god. Boros Mythic Player. He forgot to attack with his board. And you know what? It might not matter, because I got mana screwed. So it's fine. Can you believe it's actually fine? I think they will get away with it. Alright, we are casting Quick Study. All the tap lands. Thank you, deck. That's exactly... In next turn we can't cast the lockdown, but I'm not sure if there's the next turn. So this is the funny part. They messed up in such a way that they should instantly lose the game after this. But it doesn't matter. If aggro gets a good draw or you get, you know, bad draw, they can do whatever and still win. This is why the deck is so popular. You don't need to drive it at all. It drives itself. Whatever you do, it does something enough to hit Mythic, you know? So yeah, let's see if this huge blunder that should instantly lose the game will even matter. Alright, so what, you know, jokes aside, what we are doing? We are killing every 3-drop that there is in the board. Because that's the only things that will survive. It's how much damage. We won't die to this. The 3-drop. Rest dies to a lockdown. Man, if we win this, that's actually insane. I think we're also on the draw with this. Man, we actually will win this. Are you serious? Color screwed with tap lands every turn. On the draw against turn 3 recruiter. But to be fair, they forgot to attack, you know? But that's okay. You cannot expect every player to remember to attack when he's playing an aggro deck. Like, it's too hard, man. Like, most of the players will mess it up. It's just very, very hard. I don't need to attack on this turn. Wow. Mythic Boros player for you guys. Presented on the stage. It's fine, so. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, did you have fun? A lot. Alright guys, we are on the draw, but at least we have the correct mana, so we are going with it. Our opponent is playing... Whenever I see Izzet, it's usually Jeskai, because it seems that nobody is really playing Izzet right now. Which is kinda sad, but you know, after gold spam period, I think everyone, you know, has a thought. Man, I will say nice, because that's impressive. Our opponent is actually trying, and I can absolutely respect that. We'll see. I never really enjoyed this card. I've seen plenty of decks. I think in Historic this is pretty popular. Sure. I wonder if... No, this is not a blue mana. 1 damage required. Go for it. So they probably want to get a white board, right? That's the kind of the point. Every creature, right? All the creatures. So I mean, if we kill it... I can also go Jace. I'm not sure exactly what they have in the deck. This is a very aggressive deck. They might have haste creatures. I will risk it, and it might be a huge mistake, but sometimes I just want to play it out and see, you know, if that was a mistake. Then I learn for the next game, so this is one of the ways you can improve. If you aren't sure about something, just do the thing and see if that... You know, if the result, you know, is good for you. And even with this kind of deck, being on 3 mana with -2 on one of the creatures against 4 loyalty, like they can kill it probably, but it won't be easy, and it probably will cost them few cards. And also, if we lose Jace, it's not like it's game ending. Like, I don't even really need him. Like, he's great, and I would prefer him to stay, but if he dies, I still have the rest of the deck, you know? And I don't need the win con here. Emperor will absolutely do. I mean, card advantage is the win con in this kind of matchup. Alright. Up to 4, so he can already go for Jace. And that's an interesting situation, right? He can absolutely overshot Jace, or he can go face. Can they kill me? Are they actually killing me right now? With this last point of mana? There's red mana. Red mana loves sacrificing creatures and dealing damage. I mean, that's a lot of damage. I'm at 1. I'm actually at 1 life right now, guys. Alright. That was a turn. That was a turn. That was a turn, you know? I'm not sure, but that was a turn. Prowess. Creatures with power less than cannot block it. Trample. Organic minds are Trample is a thing. Trample is a thing. Guys, do you think he has direct damage? I'm sure he doesn't. I'm sure he doesn't. Alright. Let's go for it. I'm not scared, you are scared. Goose, please lend me your strength. Oh, it feels so bad, man. What? With power less than? For some reason I was sure it's higher. Because usually the small creatures work like this, you know? Yeah. About that. If I don't counter it, I'm instantly dead, I think. And now I'm instantly dead, I think. So, for future generations, you probably want to cast the lockdown. 2 creatures seems enough for them to absolutely dish out 14 damage out of nowhere. I'll give him a good game. I liked it. And, you know, guys, this is exactly the type of more of an aggro matchup that I enjoy. I learned how I played. I learned I made a mistake, and next game I will actually play differently, so I can win. And that's a legit aggro matchup. I kinda enjoyed it. It was pretty fun. Guys, our opponent goes first. Sure. Whenever I have a lockdown, I have a feeling that it will be a control deck. Here we go. I just played against an aggro deck, and I couldn't draw it for 25 cards. Not a single one, and every turn it would win the game instantly. And here we are, you know, I really want to concede this one so hard right now. We counter it, because that gives our opponent so much room. Right now we kinda force him to, you know, draw the cards. He needs to draw them. Let's go with Djinn, and we see what happens. They will probably kill or counter it, it's fine. You know, we flipped our counter spells and we both feel great about it. But we have Memory Deluge, sure. I actually don't mind it. It's interesting they went main phase. And you know what? It will be interesting because I'm also going main phase. Definitely a land into Jace because we literally have no other options. So let's go, let's go. Jace is a good card, it will be better later. Right now it's... Oh, they didn't go for maximum damage. That's interesting. So I think we accumulate some damage. We could go for the lockdown. I don't love this play super much. I honestly think we go for Memory Deluge right now. We just don't need to do more. We could Otawara, but long-term effect of this one is just really, really bad. Alright, this is the moment if we want to do something. I mean 2 extra mana and 3, like, yeah, 1 or 2 extra mana doesn't really make a difference, right? 3, 5, 6, so he won't play Make Disappears, right? Alright. I will still take the mana, cause why not? He might play something else at the end step and that will change situation. Oh, we want more blue because we potentially need 4 blue mana for game-winning play of double Jace, and you need to be ready with it. Alright, you got it. -1, I would guess, yep. That creates more pressure, and this is probably our lockdown turn. I honestly think he won't play anything right now, and he probably will counter Memory Deluge, so, you know, not the perfect spot we are in, but we'll try to make it work. This is an easy counter spell if they have it. We have Otawara, so we don't need land. Quick Study and the Ganja, I guess. We always get 3 lands and 1 card that isn't a land, so the choice is kinda easy here. Maybe in a bit of a wrong way, but it is what it is. They didn't counter Memory Deluge, so it gives me a feeling that they cannot. Perfect. Thank you. They know how to play, by the way. Let's go another one. Do you have 2 of them? No. I didn't get the map tokens, but I super don't care about them. We have double Memory Deluge, and because we drew more Memory Deluge, we are a little bit better in Magic. Alright guys, I honestly think that the deck is super fun, and with the Djinn it plays very, very differently. Like, you can already feel instantly this extra punch that you have, everything is cheaper, and I'll be honest, every single card that we play with one less mana cost is absolutely busted. So when you start going with the Djinn spells, like, you know, after removal into counter spells, into Deluge, like you feel like you are playing absolutely busted deck, and I like this feeling, especially that you will get the situation quite a lot. We play 4 of those, and there are quite a lot of decks that cannot really answer creatures instantly, especially ones with 4 toughness. So, for example, against Boros, it probably will stay forever in the board. So you can get the full value. And if you get like 1 or 2 turns with this in the board, you are just skyrocketing through the game. Like you have like 5 extra turns basically. Exaggeration, but you get the idea. It feels great. So I really am proud of this idea, and yeah. We went 4 wins, 2 losses, so that was pretty decent. And obviously one of the inspirations for the deck was Mono Blue, and I was thinking about it, right? Because Mono Blue was so popular and so powerful, not only because it countered everything. If you make a full deck of counter spells, it won't work, because every time you just won't have the mana to counter something, your opponent plays this 1 or 2 drop, he's on the play. So here and there things are missed with the counter spells, and they are the ones that kill you. That's why you play the second part, removal, for everything that went through, and that gives you a classic control archetype. With Mono Blue, that was interesting that you actually patched those leaks in your defense with creatures like Djinn and Terror of the Tides, and yeah, that basically gives you all the stats for a board, and your creatures are just simply better. 3 mana, 8/4 with flying and discount is just extremely powerful creature. So that was the idea. Like, this gives you so much more resilience against those creature decks. You just drop this, and after you untap, all the hell breaks loose on your opponent. And you have also things like Soul Partition, for example, that can protect Djinn. So that's pretty nice, because the idea is that you always keep this one single mana point, and with this you can either negate the removal, play Sunset Revelry for this more board presence, you have seen it in the games, or just Soul Partition, get lost to get rid of their stuff or protect your stuff. It always gets the job done. And even with Dissipates, Quick Status, you still need to pay 2, but that lets you combine a lot of spells, so that already accelerates you by a ton. So yeah, usually you don't play this on turn 3 unless you know what you are doing basically. Either you are behind, or you just you have so many cards or multiple Djinns, just you can waste for the first one, and if it does anything, it's already good enough. One of the things that I don't love about this kind of synergy, No More Lies, the best new counter spell, unfortunately doesn't get any discount. I was considering going Make Disappear just for this reason, so it can get discounted, but I honestly think this card is so powerful, it's just not worth it, especially in control against control. Exiling Memory Deluge is huge. If you miss this 1 mana difference and your opponent gets a Memory Deluge or Jace into the board because of it, you won't like your situation. So I still think it's worth it. We still get the discount from the rest of the deck, and this is just such a powerful card that even without the discount, it's insane. So yeah, we're just getting best of both worlds. We also play a few coasts, because most of our cards, basically everything except this part of the deck, is 3 mana or less. So if you can get there, it's already pretty good. So yeah, I honestly enjoyed the deck. It was fun, it was something different, and it lets you for some insane plays that aren't possible with the other control decks. So I hope sharing this one made your deck a little bit better and more exciting, and yeah, soon we will have new cards, so that will be also pretty fun. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the deck. If you want to be a very nice person and support the channel, say thank you, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I know it's super boring, but YouTube works like this, that the more people like it and recommend it and share, the more it gets recommended from the YouTube itself, so suddenly new people will see the channel. So this is kind of how it works, and it really helps if you did it. I always check those likes, so if you clicked it, I've seen it. So thank you. You're absolutely awesome. And yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope you had a great time, and see you tomorrow.